analysis on music videos. She is going to do Red Velvet, and the song was Bad Boy, or is Bad Boy. So Lacey's going to analyze this video, and we're going to look and see if there's any symbolisms, if there's any hidden messages, and maybe we can figure out what the song and or the video is about. So we hope you enjoy. This is also a K-pop group.
Mm-hmm. It's a K-pop girl group with 5 members.
With 5 members, and K-pop groups they're all about the numbers. And I ain't talking about dollars, side dollars. I'm talking about members.
Yeah, I will say that typically the main number they want to stick with is like 4 or 5.
Right.
Some of them have gone deep in with 12.
Yeah, some members have like 12, and I mean, like BTS has 7. We've seen people, you said, like with 12. We've seen, as few as 4.
I mean, there's been 3, 4, but those are kind of rare.
Yeah.
Hickey dick. Oh, that's a cool setting. Now, it's kind of interesting so far. There's a lot of pink involved, which can usually be some type of romance. Now, we got the title Bad Boy. Mm-hmm. But could it be a guy that's not reciprocating feelings?
Well, if it's a crush, they may not be reciprocating. They may not even know about it just yet.
Or could it be somebody who's, like, maybe done something wrong in the relationship?
Could it be a crush?
Could be. Oh, I love that transition. Okay, that was kind of weird. She had a book at first that had red lipstick on it. Mm-hmm. But then it had changed, and now it's a orange, like, camera.
Okay.
I know. Now we're in black and white. Maybe some type of rebellion. If you think about it, when you spray paint stuff, usually you're like the rebel.
Yeah. Of course, paint can also cover something up too.
It could. But one thing I found interesting was the fact that the girl Yeri, yeah, I'm used to their names as well. I'm trying to be used to names so I don't, piss people off. But Yeri with her, like, sleeping mask, not over her eyes, but on her head. It'd be different if they were over her eyes. So
right.
Maybe she already knows the truth. Possibly. I really love this setting. Where in the world are they?
They're on a stage somewhere.
I just wonder what stage they did. That's a cool setting. Okay, covering ears. So
or maybe you don't hear what's being said. Maybe you don't hear the rumors. Don't listen to what I'm about to say.
Yeah, you don't really want to hear the honesty, or you don't want to hear the bad news, possibly.
Maybe.
See, now she's pointing a gun at seemingly nobody.
Yeah.
A red chandelier and red wine, and now we got a red. It looks like one of those little dollar guns.
It really does sort of kind of look like
and it's
that.
like, do you remember the dance video from Go-Go from BTS, and J-Hope pulled that out and started throwing the money?
Yeah.
And she's got heart-shaped sunglasses.
And she got some big old hoops on.
We got a lot of red in this one, so it could be anger, passion.
Love.
Could be.
But I think if we're talking about bad boys, maybe it's anger, or maybe it's them loving
And now they
the
got
bad boy. Yep, there you go. There was some money for
Yeah. Oh, Lord. I hate when I'm right. But, so then we saw, like, maybe like a red syrup on top of a white cake.
Yeah.
Which, white typically is purity and innocence. So, the red was tarnishing that, almost.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, then. And I just want to say, their vocals are amazing. There's some groups that just don't have it in them, but they have great harmony. Wow, we got a floaty unicorn.
Yeah.
So they're like whispering about this person. Gossip. The money flying in the air. I'll be catching that.
Yes.
Alright, this household needs it. I wish I could see what they were saying, but this is only auto-generated English, and you know, English don't catch the Korean lyrics.
Yeah.
So it's got random stuff just popping down here. She's got a suitcase, is walking away. She was walking toward it at first, at the beginning of the video.
But then a few minutes ago, they were throwing a suitcase on the bed like they were gonna leave.
Yeah, they're packing. So he must have God, I can't speak. He must have committed infidelity or something, because if they're together,
What do bad boys do?
cheat.
Exactly.
So it could have been that. Fire. Yeah, oh yeah, this is definitely more of an angry. Oh, and they were all sleeping earlier, and now they're all
Awake.
looking at you.
Yeah, I guess.
Now, let me see, since I'm going to look at the lyrics for a second, because I don't think anybody really does like we did with Melanie Martinez's, where they actually had somebody actually took the whole video and then put lyrics in it. So what I'm gathering from this is they were more so like good girls turned bad girls, just symbolizing the pink gone red. And also the fact of the white cake and then the red syrup being poured on top. Especially if somebody was to wrong you in some type of way, I would think you'd possibly go to the dark side with some aspect of yourself.
Yeah, I mean, and you did have one of them with the gun, and they always had that little saying that says, "Ain't nothing like a woman scorned."
So that would be like a scorned woman, honey. A scorned woman would go to...
A scorned woman is a scary, scary thing. Okay.
They could commit some drift thing.
Yeah, they could be not so nice.
See, but it says it's almost like, from when I read the lyrics, it's like they're not completely bad because they have more class than that. Instead of going into a complete bad girl and behaving like
the bad boy did.
The bad boy did, they're just going to have more class and just leave.
Which is the best thing to do.
Because I know a lot of people, and I've actually been friends with people who were dating people who were considered bad boys. And if they had possibly cheated on them, then the girl would immediately cheat on their back as well, even though they weren't that type of person.
Yeah, it's like a tit for tat kind of thing.
So they were better than that, and they just left.
So did you see any hidden symbolisms in there? Or did you just see this basically what the song is pretty much about?
Well, the song's portraying, but also the colors. It's more of a color symbolism. Because you remember it was pink at the beginning, then it was like a black, then it was a red, and now it's back to pink.
Right.
So they maybe went through an angry phase, but it's like, no, I'm not as low as you. I'm just gonna leave. You do you.
Right.
So I'm trying to see what else. But it's kind of weird to me that some of the scenes they were in pink, but they were almost being seductive. I'm not sure what that was
So
supposed
maybe
to.
that could have been a way to show the bad boy, yeah, you did have this, but now you don't anymore.
Yeah, now you don't, because apparently the whispering in the ears to each other was like gossip, almost telling the others, he did this to me, and it's passing it around.
Or he's doing this to you, or he's doing this to everybody else. He's just a bad boy. He's just a player. You know.
Now when I looked just a few minutes ago, the fact that there was books in this, I don't know what book they are doing this off of, because I think I had read somewhere where a lot of Red Velvet symbolisms in their music videos are from Gothic books.
Okay.
But I'm not familiar with any of the books that was mentioned, so I don't know which one it was or what it's about. But apparently it is based on some type of a book.
Okay.
But I do like the incorporation of the drastic color transitions, because it shows you what kind of phase they're in.
Yeah, yeah.
But, I mean, it's not completely as symbolic as some of the things that Jimin has done, but it does portray the message that, you know, we were betrayed, we were angry with you, we were probably going to kill you, but now we're just gonna leave.
We're gonna be the bigger person.
Yeah, we're gonna be the bigger
Maybe.
person, and they didn't forget who they were in this time frame.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, I wish most women would have that kind of mindset instead of going to the lows that the guy did.
Exactly, because you know, you can just, the best thing to do is you can show that person who's done you so wrong what they are totally missing out on, what they let go, or you know, stuff like that, instead of pulling yourself down to that level as well.
See, and one thing I thought was kind of weird was the fact that in one scene there was the bed and it was red. Now you see the bed right now after they've left him is white. Mm-hmm. But the red was in the middle of the iceberg, and it's really kind of a contradiction, because the bed is warm and comfortable.
Well, maybe that was the iciness from, you know, what's about to happen.
From what's about to happen, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're comfortable in that situation, but you know that going out is going to be unpredictable, but would be the better option.
Right.
Because the thing is, the icebergs were cold. It was snowing, and then you got the bed.
Exactly.
But also the bed was red versus the white snow.
So maybe there was passion before, and then, you know, he was. They found him to be a bad boy. He turned into a bad boy, or was a bad boy, and they found him out, or they heard rumors, or whatever.
See, and one thing that I do find interesting, like I said, and earlier they were all in the bed, their eyes were closed. Mm. So it's almost like a vulnerability, or maybe like a trust, because you know, you think about it, when you're in a bed with somebody, typically you're married, but I wouldn't
You should be married.
You should be married, but usually you have trust in that person, so you still sleep even though they wake up. So you're not thinking, "What if this person is going to stab me in my sleep?" You don't have that thought. It's comfortable, but then at the end they were like, they had the knowledge, and they were conscious of being watched almost, because the camera is over them. Mm-hmm. So maybe they were trying to block out the truths, like with the closing of Yeri's ears, because it was almost like closing out the gossip.
Right.
It was almost like in that denial phase.
Probably.
So I can tell you, my friend, honey, if something was said about one of the guys she was going out with, instant denial.
Well, isn't that most chicks, especially if they really think that they love that person, or...
Yeah, typically, and then she'd come to me next week and say, "You were right." I was like,
Yeah, imagine.
Even though I was the one that said it a long time ago. But I do think that they were almost rebelling against him in a way with the spray paint. And I did see it was a lot of red spray paint. Mm-hmm. So it could have been that last little bit of anger they had left in them.
Or, like I say, maybe that's like getting rid of that memory, because, you know, if you paint over something, you're forgetting about it, you're covering it up, you know, you're changing things, the change is happening. So maybe that was them gonna go ahead and move on, gonna get rid of that memory, that chapter, and we're moving on. Maybe, I don't know.
See, and another thing that I found really odd was the fact there was a lot of pink. I said, and that was almost like making the full message of femininity, but it seemed like they were almost in a clothing design studio or something. Mm-hmm. And that could almost be like their like being idolized or something, like mannequins themselves, like by this guy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because a lot of times bad boys don't really have an emotional connection with their person; they only just see them.
So maybe they were almost like
Trophies,
or maybe like he was shopping around, or like you say, trophies or something like that. I have no clue. I grew up in the 80s.
So definitely some contradictions here, some color symbolisms. Like I said, not as drastic as BTS's symbolisms, but enough to make you understand the story at least.
Right. So at least they're trying to tell a story for someone. It's somebody's story.
Like I said, I wish I knew the gothic novel they're talking about.
Well, that's something you'll just have to research and look into. But definitely at least they're trying to tell a story. It's somebody's story. It could be a made up story. It could have been one of their stories, but a lot of times songs speak to people and their experiences, so it's always good to have something to maybe reach out to those who have had this happen to them and say, hey, you can move along, and you can be the bigger person about it, So, if you hadn't done it already, please subscribe, share our videos with friends and family. Don't forget the thumbs up. Do all the YouTube-y stuff, okay? The YouTube-y stuff.
Press that notification bell.
Press the notification bell, and you'll know when our videos are out. And check out our little TikTok, too. I don't think I've added a video in like 2 weeks. But anyway, go ahead and check that out as well. So, until our next video, guys. Peace.